Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Stoverload Music Podcast. And once again, guys, you know I like to bring you something a little bit special, but today we're taking a little bit of a different approach because the artist that I have today, he has an extensive background in the music industry, and he's been able to take his gift of music and his love for music and apply it to bigger causes that help others as well. And I'm very grateful to have him on the show because a major announcement that I'd like to make to you guys as well is that my show is now open to those struggling with mental illness and trying to help raise suicide prevention. It's going on way too crazy. So I thought by speaking with my guest today and the announcement I just made, it could have been perfect timing. So please welcome my guest today, Mr. Rick Pheonix Manzo, to the show.
Thanks, man. Thank you for having us on here and giving us this chance to kind of like shed some light on a delicate subject, but definitely always great to use music for a great cause.
Absolutely. And, your bio and a lot of stuff you've done, you got to educate our listeners a little bit here about your background, how you got from your humble beginnings to doing, what was it, Rock Rage or Rock Fest to help with that cancer relief.
Yeah, actually, Rock Relief started for us for yeah, it started in 2005. I'm sorry, yeah, 2005. It started with Rita and Katrina. The hurricanes that did pretty much a lot of devastation out there. Not even in Texas, but we decided, hey, after having our platform now here and being popular, around our area, I said, you know what, let's go ahead and get this, like a show going and see who'd like to jump on, and help out for a great cause. And definitely got a great response. 20 bands, 2 stages. It was a matter of like, I think it was within 2 weeks I put it together, and that was pretty hard work because I did it mostly by myself. I mean, with the help of the band, selling tickets and stuff. But you know, uh, going on shows and everything, helping out, people like you guys, media helping us to get the word across and everything, the radio stations. We were very successful. We made close to $6,000 that night just for for the American Red Cross. That's where it started. And we started doing shows for them, and then it kind of like died out for a while. Like as I kind of got away from music for a little while. Became a dad, all that stuff. And it happened. So happens that like about 3 years ago, we my uncle who had stage 4 lung cancer, they said, hey, can you do a show for us or something? The treatments are going to cost a lot. And I said, well, I don't have money myself, but if I can, spread the word about this and everything through social media and everything. So we got it back together and we did pretty good, to help him out and everything. And that's where it started. Then last year we did it also for cancer also. So my little cousin was diagnosed with leukemia. So we pretty much we're it hit home a little bit more these last 2 times. And just this year we said, hey, what would be a great cause? And it's been on my mind. And something recently happened to a coworker of my wife's, and so through that situation, this kind of said, hey man, we got to do something. We got to start spreading the word and saying, hey man, it's you can talk about this if you're not feeling it's okay not to be okay, that type of stuff. Like, it's a delicate subject. I mean, a lot of people are hit by mental health in different ways. And, I've been, myself, I've had that, and I'm like 3 years sober now. So I've gone through that myself. So this year for Rock Relief, we're planning to do to help out mental health and suicide prevention.
And that is awesome too, because And fans, we talk about this a lot on the show that there's a healing aspect in music,
Yes.
and it's one of the most safest ways that will help you overcome or get through whatever it is that you're dealing with. Or if you feel like you can't really talk to anybody or something like that, you have music around helping you feel better, then surround yourself in that good music. But don't
Yeah.
ever think that you're alone. And my hat's off to you, Rick, because it's cool when you see bands come together, but I've never encountered someone who wanted to consistently keep doing it for cause after cause after cause. And much respect to you for that.
I've always felt like if you have that platform, you have that that influence in your community. I think you should give back. You should do whatever you can, to help out people around you. It's just being uh, you know a good human being. Hey, I can do this. I'm going to try to do what I can. It's not guaranteed that it's going to be a success, but definitely, our if anything, my door is always open. If anybody ever needs to talk, anybody my inbox, that type of stuff is always open. Uh, so I mean, through the show, if we make any money for this cause and for maybe we're still discussing all the details, which will be announced soon. We want to say about maybe midsummer. Uh, so right now we're just getting the everything going and letting know everybody that Rock Relief will be back for 2023 and for a great cause in September for sure.
And that's amazing too. I can recall being when I was much younger than what I am now, going to rock shows and having like it's a lot going on. But once you go into a rock show or you just go to a live show, and once the
Yeah.
band hits the stage, it's like, and the music hits you, you forget
Oh yeah.
about everything and you walk out feeling just a little bit better. It doesn't cure the problem or fix the problem, but it
Yeah.
gives you enough time to regroup.
Yeah. Maybe inspiration as well.
Yeah, yeah, that too. And you have an extensive history being a musician yourself throughout your years doing this. I can only imagine you've gotten a lot of feedback from a lot of fans that maybe your music helped them in some kind of way regarding this issue.
Actually, it's been a while since I've back in the. I remember we used to do. Yeah, this is gonna make my. You're gonna know my age. Back in the MySpace days and uh, all stuff like that, we would get a lot. AOL when AOL was was around. Plenty of emails, plenty of they would like tell me, hey, you wrote this song and these lyrics, man, like this was awesome. Every time I feel low, I put this song on this and that, and that's probably one of the biggest rewarding things. Being a musician is that somebody else can actually like empathize on what you've gone through and maybe they're going through it or it's just music is universal and it's a language that I think everybody knows. You know what I mean? Like everybody
Yeah.
just and definitely yes, there's been a lot of moments like that in the past, and I never thought that would happen because you're writing for yourself, at the time. And a lot of my writing is definitely through life experiences. Um, and you're writing it, and then to have people put that, and the craziest thing is like they used to put like my lyrics and stuff. Like I don't know if you remember MySpace days, and you could put like quotes and all
Oh
stuff like
yeah.
that. Put it, and I would come across. I was like, oh my god, like that's I wrote that. You know what I mean? Like, but they would tell you, hey, definitely. This helped me. And you know what? If I can do that just that little bit, just to help out, then that's awesome.
Yeah, it's called planting a good seed. And that's kind of where things are. I mean, mental health and suicide prevention is a very big thing these days, and it's heartbreaking to see the lengths that it's gone to. I mean, it's always been there, but it seems like it's gotten a lot worse, and it's hitting everybody of all ages right now, and it's heartbreaking to see.
Yeah.
So fans, again, this interview is also a beacon. We're hoping to shed a beacon of hope and a beacon of light to let you know that, like you said, it's okay not to be okay. You can reach out to Rick, you can reach out to myself, and there's a lot of other places you can reach out to as well. Don't ever think.
Hotlines, there's numbers, there's definitely hotlines.
Yeah,
You
local
know,
churches.
yeah, I mean, definitely. Like there, and if anything, like turn on the radio, put something on, just like you said, maybe just for that moment, or go to a concert. Definitely, you know, go to a concert, experience it. Go get that feeling, of
Release.
yeah, of release. That's a great word. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, and I know everybody at some point throughout their life, they always had one song that always stuck with them, that got them through anything and everything. And for anybody who's struggling in this department, I encourage you to find a song that gives you hope and strength. Rick, through your hard times and things you've gone through, what was some of the songs that stuck out for you that helped you out?
Oh man, there's so many records, so many. It's like every time you like hear a song, you remember a different feeling or a different moment in time or something like that. I do remember a specific album, which is pretty cool. I've always loved Bon Jovi, but um, 3 Days Grace album, the X album, I think that's what it's called. I don't know if you've ever heard the one that has Pain and
That was their first album, I think, wasn't it?
that I believe it's the second album.
Second one, okay.
Yeah, with Adam Gontier, and yeah, amazing album. And I remember going through some tough times, and I would put that record on, and definitely I can hear the record from top to bottom, and just it took you somewhere else, like for me, and definitely glad I got to experience that, because now like when I hear that, I know that I definitely got through it.
And that's amazing too. And it's funny you mentioned Bon Jovi too, because one of my favorite songs that stuck with me for years since I was probably a preteen was off
Yeah.
the These Days album, and it was a song called Something to Believe In.
Oh yeah.
And that song is to this very day, it's still an anthem, and that was
Is
kind of
that,
the good thing.
isn't that a Poison song also?
Yeah, but yeah, Poison did do their own version of that song, but it's not the same song, just the same title.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, but no, I love Bon Jovi because his version was, it helped you find some kind of purpose, and it gave
Yeah,
you strength. You know what I mean? And also kind of helped you filter out the hypocrisies and the double standards as to what's real and what's true.
yeah,
So it kind of helped clarify things in some ways. And I think right now with suicide prevention and mental health awareness, vision and judgment can get impaired pretty easily with the overloaded amount of information we all have through
yeah,
technology and the social media and all that. People need that time just to like kind of get back to who they are and like detach for a while and
yeah.
you know build your own solid ground.
Yes, I totally believe that's true. Uh, Sometimes we tell the kids, "Hey, you need to get away from the phone. You need to, you know, that type of stuff." And you know what? It feels great. You get to talk to your family. You get to, experience. It's something that hopefully it's not getting lost with everybody with all the technology and everything. You know what I mean? Like the take the phone away from the kitchen table or something like that. But that's a whole different
Yeah,
subject. But
but it does play a
but you know
part
what I'm
though.
talking about.
It does play a big part in it, though. I mean, I think people look for answers with the overloaded amount of information we have thrown at us on a daily basis. That's the
Yep.
first place we look to. And I always encourage people to look within yourself because anybody
Yes.
watching this, struggling or not, you have the strength in you. You matter and you're a wonderful person. So you have what you need inside you. You don't need to run to the internet and social media and all that stuff. Sometimes your best outcome comes from your own choices.
Yes. Totally. Totally.
So, as I said, going forward, you have a big history. What were some of the bands you were in that had the most impact on a fan base?
I would say the most would probably be when I was with the Day of Ashes, which is some of the songs I sent you. We released. We were together a good amount of time, about 7 years, 8 years, or something. and we released an album called Turmoil, which it's crazy that you write an album like maybe 10 years ago, because it was probably about 14 years ago that that album first came out, which is what, 2009, something like that. And I still, if you listen to those songs, it's pretty much talking about, like, the struggles of mental health. And to hear, you know, even my lyrics saying, something, let me find a way out, like, I'm trying to remember my words. About the walls being like something that want to be broken down. Like, it's just it touches on this subject. And at the time, like I said, I remember going into it's called Breathless. I don't know if you're gonna play it right now or anything, but definitely one of my favorite songs, because I didn't come in uh, to the studio with a single lyric written, and I went in there, and the song was complete, and they said, "It's your turn." And I said, "I don't got nothing," but I felt like a big burden on my soul. I don't know what it was, but it came out, you know. And now I listen to it, and I'm like, wow, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is my favorite song because of what I was, it was so honest, so so raw, I guess you could say. You know what I mean? So, uh, just to hear it, if you hear it, listening to the words, I mean, I was going through something there. So, I've heard from different people. They're like, wow, like, we love that song, every time, and we kind of feel what you were going through. So
And that's the amazing thing about music. It has that ability to bring us together and not separate us.
yeah,
You know, and I think something else too we got to take into account is like what people need to understand about music is that you'll find healing, but you also got to understand what you're listening to. Some people are telling their life story. They're going through something like you said, or they're giving out a message. You kind of got to know how to take it, because sometimes if you go back to years ago with the Columbine situation, what happened, Marilyn Manson and ICP were the first to get blamed for it. And
that's right.
it's like, look, I mean, I understand, maybe, the music was a little on the dark side or what have you was different, but you can't blame music for the actions of one person. You know what I mean? That was that person's decision. You know what I mean? So you gotta know what you're listening to and be careful what you're feeding your brain.
Yeah, man, that's just it's hard, man. It's hard to because everybody interprets music their own way.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it's pretty sad if you interpret it to that darker side where something else happens. That's just sad. But like I said, even if you're listening to whatever type of music or anything, I mean, that's not necessarily telling you what to do with yourself or whatever.
Right.
That was somebody else's, thought. But hopefully that people know that there's definitely a different way, a different route than going, maybe suicide or hurting yourself in any way.
Right.
There's there's
Or someone
there's
else for
so
that
many
matter.
ways. There's always a a solution to a problem. They can't even if you can't find it, but you will find it. Not that is not the solution ever. Like
Correct.
that's just my opinion maybe, but that is not the solution ever.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, fans, we're talking about this today and bringing this up because we actually genuinely care about other people. And it's not because we want something out of it. We just want to see people doing good, being happy, and being healthy and being safe. Because that's
Definitely.
how it is at a rock show. You come into a rock show and you start meeting all these strangers you don't know. And when that music hits, people aren't strangers anymore. You're all fans enjoying
Yeah,
music together. You see a tremendous amount of unity at a rock
definitely.
show, and it's like we need to see that come back more. People got to learn to don't live vicariously through YouTube and social media for these experiences. Go there and get them on your own.
Oh yeah, definitely. Get in the mosh pit, guys. Do something like that. Get into the show. I promise you'll feel a lot better. And I've gone into some awesome mosh pits. Uh, Letting out a little bit of rage, but just like in a good way, like nothing
Yeah.
bad, but just all good stuff, man. Going to music, I mean, going to concerts and everything. As a matter of fact, I mean, I went through a lot, like trying to get sober and everything. So, like you said, we want to help somebody. Like, I definitely want somebody to say, "Hey, Rick, um, because of you or something, I quit. I quit smoking. I quit drinking. I quit doing drugs. You know, um, all that was a part of my life back in the day, and it's been about 3 years that I'm completely sober. No cigarettes, no nothing. You know, my only addiction now is guitars. So that's a good addiction, though. But
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, like I've gone through it. I mean, I've even inspired my own dad, who's 79 years old, to quit, and he quit drinking and smoking, and he says, "Man, I'm so glad I did it. I don't know why I kept doing this to myself, you know." And I said, "I know that's the question that you end up asking yourself, afterwards. Why did I take so long for this to happen? Why didn't I talk to somebody? Why didn't I,
Right.
do something about this?" And the only time that I can tell you is everybody can tell you not to do this and not to do that, and you need to quit and you need to do this and that and think right and everything, but you're not going to do it unless you want to do it. That's
Right.
it. Like, that really is the trick to recovering. uh you have to at least want to try to do this. You can't you won't succeed like that, but there
Yeah.
is definitely uh, a light at the end of the tunnel. Look at me, 3 years later, I'm back into music. I have my own show, Rockland Revolution podcast, guys. I have a lovely family now. I'm married. I have kids. Like, it turned completely around from being by myself in the dark, every day listening. I don't even know what I was listening to at the time, but I know definitely I was drinking alone every day, getting fatter. I was getting definitely fatter. Just wasting money and wasting my life and time. And so definitely, like, now, I mean, I ain't gonna push anybody to, hey, you need to quit or something like that, because, like I said, you have to want to do it. But I just want you guys to see that you can change your life. You can, talk to somebody. You can. It's not over. If you have a little bit of fight, you know, there's always somebody you can talk to. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the message.
Yeah, and a wonderful message at that. And like you said, fans, if you got something going on, you want it to stop, you want it to change, you have to want it. And let's just be honest here. When you're making that change, when it starts off, it's rough because you're doing something different than what you're used to. And that's
Yeah,
what makes it so scary and so tough. But if you believe in yourself and you believe in what you're doing is for the right reasons, for the right goals, the outcome will be that much sweeter. Just got to endure and hang in there because I believe in you. Anybody struggling or going through a hard time, I believe in you and I believe you can do it.
yeah, definitely.
And Rick, this is probably the first time we've actually taken on a topic like this that's been more based on this topic than it has been the music, but it's been amazing how what you've
Yeah,
done with music has
it's
been a general, someone on the front line to lead people in the right direction to help them.
well, it's been tough. It's tough, but yeah, like, you know, uh, I know this is a sensitive subject. I really, like, it. I know it.
Yeah,
We all know it. Even when I put out, hey, I'm gonna do this show. I mean, it was like crickets. Nobody wanted to like that subject. Nobody, because people are afraid of talking about this, I think. And
It's a scary thing. I mean,
yeah,
just look about when we wake up every day,
yep,
and you turn on the news or you go on your social media. I mean, it's going too far. It's happening too much, and it's heartbreaking. I think that's why it needs to be talked about. But while we're talking about it, we're trying to offer a positive outlet and a positive solution for people who are struggling in that department. It's good to see a doctor. It's good, probably getting meds, but the meds really only take the edge off of it. I mean, if something's really bad, it's probably something deep rooted that needs to be dealt with. It's a little bit more deeper, and that's up to you yourself if you want to change that. The people who are listening or finding that's up to you. But you have support. You have support, and you have people that will stand by you and walk through it. You're not alone. Never think you're alone.
right.
So that being said, I normally leave the time open for our guests to do something called the floor is yours for a special message to anybody that's listening. And we tackled a pretty hot topic today. What would you like to tell them outside of that?
Oh, just outside of that topic, I would just say, man, just anything you want to do in this life, and this goes to music also. Music, you want to get fit, you want to lose weight, you want to anything. And this is what happened 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago or so, when all this happened. I didn't play guitar really. Like I wasn't a guitarist. I was just a vocalist in my band. So I took on the task of rock relief because of my uncle, and I rest in peace, Ray Flores, my uncle. Um, because of him, I went into. I said, you know what? I'm going to play acoustic, right? I'm going to play acoustic at the show because I can play a little bit of acoustic, right? It's not anything too difficult. So I ended up actually learning more. I started, learning how to fix the guitars. I started learning how to mod my guitars, and definitely I know how to play now. Like I can hold my own. I'm not great, but to other people they're like, damn, you can shred, and this and that. But I have a long way to go. But 15 minutes a day, that's it. 15 minutes a day. It took me within 2 years. So I said every day, no matter what, I'm going to dedicate 15 minutes, no matter what. Even if I have to go to sleep, I would fall asleep sometimes with a guitar in my hand doing the 15 minutes, like doing whatever exercise I learned or whatever I was going to do. And man, it paid off because I am here now and I can actually, like I said, hold my own now with, if we're playing somewhere or something, I can bust out the guitar and play along with another,
You found
musician.
your outlet.
Yeah, definitely. That is definitely my outlet. It brought me back to music. I fell back in love with music because of, you know, trying to help my uncle with something that was happening to him, and because of rock relief, because of all that, it all ties in together. But like I said, 15 minutes a day, and no matter what you do, if you want to be productive, yeah, I would say do something like that. You want to lose some weight, go walk for 15 minutes, a day. You never know, it's going to turn into 30 minutes or an hour and this and that. And
Yeah.
you're going to see results after time, but you have to have patience a little bit. But hey, I'm telling you right now, you guys need to go check out my videos. I do got a brand new TikTok. It's under Rock Band Revolution, and you can see my actual, just playing around with the guitar and stuff like that. But yeah, 15 minutes a day, guys. That's my message right there. You guys will succeed if you dedicate at least 15 minutes a day.
That is awesome. You see, right there, we're providing another suggestion as a positive outlet for anything you might be struggling with, and taking up guitar playing, being an artist, getting into shape, painting, whatever the case may be. If you start dedicating yourself to something else, then your own struggles, you'll see the difference.
Yeah.
But like we say on the show all the time, all good things must come to an end. And Rick, it's been really great having you on. This has definitely been a different way of talking about music, but how it really plays into our lives. And I'm glad you were the man to come on and talk with us about it.
Definitely. I hope we have success with Rock Relief 2023. You guys make sure, uh, if you're a band out there that's from South Texas or even further, you want to be a part of this, hit me up. We'll we'll figure it out. Either way, we will find a way to shed light on this subject and to be able to help out, in any way we can, especially, I mean, with music for sure. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you guys make sure to check out my podcast also. Tonight, Sunday, every Sunday, 9 p.m., Rockland Revolution on Facebook. We're doing the Facebook Live thing every Sunday. So 9 p.m. Central is when I'm doing my show. My new band, guys. I Beyond Scars. Check it out. Let me know what you think. I'm working on the new album, so that's also coming up here this year, as well as the Rock Relief show. And yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing here. TikTok, if y'all want, follow me.
You heard it right there, fans. That's all the time we've got for today. But as we start this off, this is the way I'm going to end it. Music has a way of healing. It has a way of helping us through our good times and our bad times, and sometimes just the times of feeling lost and just trying to find direction. Music has a way of helping you. And I hope that you, the fans and the listeners, whether you're struggling or not, understand that and know that it's always there for you just as much as Rick and myself and many other bands and many other support groups and many 1-800 numbers are there for you as well. Don't ever think you're alone. Just take the chance and make the call. Until then, I'm your host, Mike Stover. This has been my awesome guest, Mr. Rick Pheonix Manzo. Until then, we'll be seeing you guys around. Stay healthy and stay safe.
Thank you guys. Rock on.